Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live show. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Going to be looking at this 9-game slate. I'm going to have Pips jumping on with us, creator, founder, brains behind Props Madness. Other brains are working on it as well. But the tool that we use every day, Pips is going to join us. He's been on here before from Croatia, live and in charge. So we'll wait for him in a minute. But in the meantime, I'm going to be letting everybody jump in, tell you guys about a couple things, look at how we did yesterday, and then get back into today as you guys jump in. Bring your bets, jump in the comments, and all that good stuff. So we'll get right into it. But appreciate everybody jumping in, man. Been a tough couple days, toughful days to speak and to bet on sports. Apparently, in the last 5 days, have not won in the last 5 days. So have due right the due premise here. We are due. So we're gonna be getting into it real quick. As Pips jumps in, give me 1 sec, Pips. I'm just gonna throw this up. We're just gonna go through quick look here. Maxey was a good look. Drummond was a good look. 2 and 3 -1 units we should start with, but the Philly game was pretty easy with Maxey's under. Drummond, that was a late play for me after I just saw everybody out. It was like, all right, we're going for it. Wiggins was based on OKC winning by 10. They couldn't even win by 10, and he couldn't get the minutes and the usage to get in there, as we were trying to get ahead of everybody being ruled out for Houston, and then they were, but we still didn't win. Seth Curry I had for 18 to 22 minutes, and he did not play that. He didn't even come close, and this game was closer, I think, than people thought, including the Hornets, who didn't really play Seth Curry much, but thought he'd get the minutes against Big Bro. Didn't do it. So anyway, we're at 41.5 units on the season, looking to climb back over 50, where we've been for a while. If you do want to jump into VIP, a couple opportunities to do that. You can use any of the sports books that you see scrolling beneath me, like Novig right now, and all those are listed in the description of the video. Sign up using code LYB, and then send me a screenshot. Just letting me know that you guys got that code up onto one of those books, and I'll go ahead and get you a free month in the VIP section of the Discord there. It's at JL Boogie on Twitter or Discord. But let's bring in the man, the Props Madness man. Let me get Pips on here. We're going to open up, I believe, with Houston and blah, blah, blah. So let's get our boy up. How you doing, man?
Hey, man.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty stacked day. Now joining the show. Hopefully find something good.
Yeah,
it's always tough to me at this time. I'm usually just finding discrepancies and betting myself volume down.
Yeah, no, do what you got to do. If you need to take a sec to look at some bets, you're fine. We'll keep rolling with you.
No problems. I'll be up. And not I don't know, probably like this time of the day is like the biggest lowest ROI on my side, like with time invested and bets found.
Yeah.
Closer to the games when the injury starts piling up, that's probably the best time of the bet. Yeah, but overall, hi guys.
Well, that's the point of the show, is we're kind of showing everybody as this injury news keeps flying out, and we have David here to help us producing the show for a reason, because there's gonna be info coming out, so we'll be looking at it all. But let me get my promo out there real quick too, since you gave it to me. If you want to jump in for Props Madness, this is going to be hopefully a pretty big masterclass in how to use this platform and get the most out of it. As we got Pips here with us, you can use code LYB. You can get 7 free days to check it out first, and you also get 25% off your first month when you use this code. So definitely recommend it. And you've heard me say this without Pips on the show, so I hope everyone realizes I'm not just saying it because he's here, because I don't care about his feelings that much. Let's be honest. Who are you rocking right now? You got a Rockets jersey on, or what is that?
Yeah, that's Harden one. Usually wearing Shingun one, but yeah, it's in the drawer to wearing it so much that you need to watch it sometimes. Yeah.
Good call. So we got the James Harden Rockets jersey. Well, let's kick it off with this Rockets game. Do you have a look in this one?
Yeah, I did. I had the Tyrese, of course, like everyone else, unders, but I went with PRA under
for Halliburton.
Yeah, I went with 0.3 rebounds and assists, but that's just look. I bet 33.5, which is I got the good price on this one. Middle sense line. I've seen some people getting down on under 10.5 assists.
Yeah,
and it's now not 8.5. Probably one of the biggest swings of the day.
Yeah.
Looking at the movement.
Yeah, I cannot believe people got this 10.5.
Yeah, I would now say like at 8.5, this could probably be like lean on over.
Yeah.
Looking at the numbers lately.
Yeah, we've
Uh,
gone too far.
yeah, it gone too far for sure.
32 potential assists. I mean, that's the Nuggets. That's like the worst assist defense versus the best right here, the
Yeah,
Rockets. So
you can
it's
check like the game against the Heat, again the game against the Clippers. Those two
yeah,
are not great for assists.
right.
So he had only 15. So positive variance on this one, but yeah, still I think 8.5 is fair.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right. Yeah, there's no more real value on 8.5, and that takes away from the value of all of it. I know he only had like 4 points in their last game, but it was also a big blowout. 17 points. He only played 30 minutes, so I wouldn't bank on that. At 18.5 points, this was 19.5. Like, I think the under is gone for Halliburton because I know
yeah,
because I got to it too late as well.
yeah. I would
So nothing
say
there.
he was in different state that back then than now.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's gone up for him over the course of like the last basically since the last half of the season, let's say. But yeah, as far as some looks for myself, I had some leans and I still haven't gotten there. But let me ask you about the one I was looking at, which is Amin Thompson on the rebounds. I have him for about 9.4 if you play him about 35 minutes, and I can't get too far past it. But I mean, a couple interesting things about position stuff. Like if you look at the Pacers, they are giving up a ton to sort of like forwards, like small forwards in general. They'll give up a lot of rebounds. Some of the similar
I
players.
would say that's pretty much standard for a stretch five.
Hmm.
That wings rebound against them a lot. Like Turner is
Right.
pulling out Shingun at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Amen should rebound, but now it's tough for the Rockets. They have so many great rebounders. Like you
Yeah.
have Jabari, you have Amen, you have Tari, you have
Sorry.
Shingun. Like
Yeah.
they are monster. All are the monsters on the
It's true.
board, and they
It's
didn't
true.
play much together this season. So yeah,
Yep. And then Steven Adams will probably come out for a few minutes as well. That's
yeah,
never good for other
that's
guys.
no one is touching the
Then no one
ball.
else, yeah. No one else
Yeah.
is allowed to rebound, or he will move his own teammates out of the way to get there. So, let me know if there's anything, David. Before I go through, did anything stand out to you? Maybe in the comments or something you wanted to look at from Pacers game?
I mean, it looks like post All-Star Shengun is cooking everyone. So his usage is tremendous. Like I would maybe take a look into that one.
For
20
which
and a
one?
half doesn't seem like a too high of a line against the Pacers. And you can
Yeah,
check like last couple of games since coming back from the All-Star, like his usage was absolutely
yeah,
crazy. Uh,
yeah.
so
17 free throws right here against the Kings.
yeah, I would say
16 shots.
let's do like on spot stuff. Like let's go to the usage one.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. So last couple of games, I will ignore the Spurs one because
yeah,
that was the injury game. But like
yeah,
looking at the Wolves game, he had a 38% usage.
yeah.
Next game he had
35.
34,
Yeah,
25, 25,
31.
31. So kind of
Yeah,
floor at 25.
yeah,
So I would just look at the entire season, put 25 or higher usage and 30 plus minutes. And I
yeah,
think the board will light up green
yeah.
in
So
this part. It
25.
also means adding minutes. I will also add minute, like 20, 30, 30
Yeah,
plus,
I think
actually.
30 is a good floor. I mean, he's probably closer to 34, but yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? 21 of 24, averaging 25 a game. How are the Pacers not good right next to the bucket? Yeah, they're obviously a
Yeah,
bad paint
yeah,
defense.
he has an insane correlation with the paint defense
Yeah.
and his
When
scoring.
teams are bad at defense in the
Yeah,
paint.
yeah.
Yeah, so like
I will make this official bet because I've got a 19 and a half at FanDuel
mm,
myself, but I do think this is a lean over for me.
yeah. I see what you're seeing. For sure. I mean, and I don't think that they did play earlier in the year. I forget what he did against them. I'd have to change all the filters, but I do see what you're seeing. Like filtering this. This is the best way to use props madness is you find the ways that you think you find the context for tonight, which is you think he's going to be taking a good amount of shots, getting for sure at least 30 minutes. And if you put him up against teams that are bad at limiting points in the paint, such as the Pacers are, then you're going to see some pretty good numbers in past games against teams that play defense similar
I
to the
would just
Pacers.
I was
So
add that like making 25 plus like that's not realistic. Like it's not like he'll have 25 plus every game. But I
sure.
just wanted like look like okay, last five he had 25 plus.
Sure.
That makes sense. He looks
Yeah.
much more healthier.
Yeah.
Can he,
No, he does not. He he definitely does not do
That,
that.
that's a hilarious question.
Yeah.
That will be
All right, real quick, because we
Let's
had
say
a
I
look
do,
that was
so people appreciate it more.
yeah, right. All right, real quick, because we had a look at the assist for Jalen Green, which is actually at 4.5 on most books, and so I would be talking to that, Sharif, for the 4.5 rather than the 3.5. And I mean, I'm always gonna be playing under for a guy like Jalen Green at 4.5 assists. The Pacers this season much not as good as they were last year, limiting assists when they were just defending the spot up really well. This year they're not defending the spot up. You'll see. But for Jalen Green, like when he's playing with everybody, I know Fred's out, but I don't really think it makes much of a difference when you take Fred VanVleet out on the season for him. He goes up to 4 overall, but not much there for the assist for me. Anything for you? And we can go to the Jabari look real quick too.
I'll just say, like, I hate Jalen on assist. As a Houston Rockets fan, like, this guy sometimes can't read the basic stuff, like simple passes. So I will never bet his assist.
Yeah. And if I put Şengün in there, probably looks a little bit. That's about the same. 5 over in 5-13. There's not much there. Pacers defense, not something to just go ahead and like assume he's going to get a ton against. But last one here from Yehoshua would be the rebounds on Jabari. If we're looking at Jabari board, 6.5 starts to get. I mean, that's basically fair every time for him. He's been having a decent time of it as of late, but I mean, we do need to put him out there with everybody. So we got to say that like Amin's out there and Şengün, most importantly to me. I think we should even put Tari out there as well.
Tari is very important.
Yeah, Tari as well. So I mean, it's a nice hit rate. It's still only at about 6.3 per game. Let's say you have him at about 28 because he's coming off the bench tonight. I would imagine like they're starting Fred for
26 to 32 makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, like 26 to 32. Like I always do like range stuff.
Right.
If I think like he's playing 30 minutes, I will put 26 to 34 just to average out to see, and it looks great. Actually, and the one against the Pacers is, but look at the dates. Like that's
November.
Yeah, I would say at this point of the season, he was playing next to Şengün, and Şengün was boxing out opposing bigs, and he was grabbing rebounds. Now he's coming off the bench without Şengün out there, so different.
It's a little bit different. I agree. And if he's out there with Steven Adams, especially, then it's even worse for him, like you're saying. So yeah, got to pass on that. Let's keep rolling.
I would say like this is a decent line, like -1 or 2. That's like a decent lean on over. Like it's not like plus money. I will also say like decent lean. Like it's not like I don't like it, but I don't know it to play it. But I kind of lean.
Yeah, it's a strong lean, but again, not enough of an edge for me. So I'm with you on that. Let's roll to the next one we're looking at here. So we're going to go down in order of PM. Let's go to Magic and Raptors. Quick reminder too, if you're jumping in, go ahead and give the video a like. If we're getting anything out of what we're doing here, hopefully we're helping you guys out and support the show. Let's go ahead and get into that one. And Raptors Magic, another little rematch here from a couple nights ago. Do you want to kick us off with anything you've got, or even just looks that you had?
I think Cole Anthony news came as questionable.
He's still questionable. Recently.
So I don't know. I wanted to lean into Anthony Black unders because he sucks. He's absolutely garbage. But now that Cole is questionable, like I just can't do it. But I do think this guy sucks. So
he can't shoot. That's for damn sure.
Makes it easier to bet his unders. Yeah.
He does not help their offense at all, and their offense is already terrible. So it's tough to find much to like in here. I took one bet already. I want to see if it's there still. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, you can still get 11. I figured you can still get 11.5 rebounds and assists for Scotty. What I was looking at with Scotty, obviously in this last one, everything looks bad, but he had 5 fouls in the game a couple nights ago. So everything was just off for Scotty, the rotations, the minutes, everything. But he should be at about 34 tonight. That would be my projection for his minutes. And if you look at the minutes in these situations, like he still should be good for this number overall. I'm not scared away by it. So I think if you put him at 34 minutes and like I'll do like we said, like maybe 32, I'll give him like 30, 35. I think that's pretty fair on the season for what you can expect tonight. But
it's really important to put him like with Jacob and RJ Barrett and quickly as well. So not a huge sample size in
I don't know if quickly matters for the assists.
He matters for assists.
It's true. So let's take Pearl out for a minute and just put quickly and RJ in. Still not that big a sample size. It's crazy. But I still think 11.5 is beatable, and we're getting this lower. He's been up at 13.
The matchups are horrible. Like these
Yeah.
looking like matchups. Besides Bulls, like these matchups are mostly horrible for
Right.
rebounds and assists. You can
And
just
he's
look
still
look
getting
at.
it.
I think there is a defense versus position that will just rank how they do against the position. Like I just do look at the ranks, so like to assess matchups. Bucks
Yeah.
terrible matchups, Clippers terrible matchups, and
Yeah.
Boston and Suns average. So
Right. So he's
yeah,
you're saying like for scoring though.
no, though these are adjusted for the market you are looking at.
Right, but when you do a opponent defensive rank versus position, oh, it's just his. Oh, it's just like small forward or whatever. His.
It's yeah, it's
Oh,
for
okay,
like he's listed as you can see, Scotty Barnes, Toronto F forwards. We have
got
it
you.
as forwards. Like we made it different than the other sources. We made our
Right,
own numbers, and we put
right,
positions like point guards, forwards, centers, and then combination guard forwards. Like you
right,
can see, like AJ Barrett is guard forward. Like
right.
he's
Like RJ
kind
Barrett's
of
guard
in
forward. Yeah.
between. Yeah.
Right.
So we have for all the different positions our
Got you.
own numbers.
So
Yeah.
so this is looking at opponent defensive rank for rebounds and assists, or is this
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
okay? Wow, that's sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one yet. So this one I'm just learning about. So if you're looking at the advanced filters, just to be clear, this is whatever stat you're looking at. If you're looking at rebounds and assists, if you're looking at points, if you're looking at just assists, and you have opponent defensive rank versus position, this
Yeah.
is how the defense defends against his actual position, which is forward, and specifically assists changes to rebounds to threes. So you don't really need to go away. And this is going to be more accurate in terms of Scotty Barnes' position of a forward is more accurate to say than he's a power forward or a small forward, or he's just a forward, right? And so there's no real difference between small and power anymore, if there ever really was. But
Yeah.
yeah, at this point, this is brilliant. So I love that you can look at the position stuff and still see how good someone is. So this is a great matchup. I mean, it's not a great matchup in terms of the magic. It's a great number for me. The way that we're talking about 11 and a half on the rebounds and assists. So that's the one play that I have from here. I'm gonna look through the comments. Is there any other ones you at least
I
want to
have
bring
one.
up?
I have
Yeah, go
one.
ahead.
It does take some magic behind it, but it's Emmanuel quickly over 17.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
At first, looks okay, but when you check some numbers, like recently, like you can see just the huge uptrend since like February and since
Mm-hmm.
coming back from the break.
Yeah.
But the most important thing for me is usage in head-to-head games against Orlando. Like 2 games against Orlando, he had 28
Wow.
and 29% usage.
Yeah.
That's insane usage for him.
Yeah.
Like first game, he bricked, I think 4 for 17. If you look at the
Yeah.
average, if he was in the first game like 4 from 17, if he was like close to average, which is 3 from 9 from 3 and overall like 7 from
Right.
17, he's covering.
Yeah. He's covering.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, in
Yeah.
that case, I went to just check the games. First, like they leak to the pick and roll ball handlers. Like if you look
Yeah.
at their rank 17,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the most they give to anything almost. Like in
Right.
isolation, free throws. That's their weakness. So
Right.
if anyone is scoring, so the books adjusted the line, put at 17.5 because it's a tough matchup,
Right.
but it's a good actually matchup for him. I will say like average matchup
Yeah,
for
it's like when you're playing against the Magic, the Celtics, the Rockets. Like these teams don't give up spot ups. So if you shoot off the pull up, especially right, and you're someone who is pick and roll ball handler is a helpful metric for is this guy going to be the primary ball handler. Usually the primary ball handler is going to be running the pick and roll. At the same time, like he's also just spotting up, or excuse me, not spotting up and pulling up. And that's how you beat this team like the Magic, is because they're not going to double team the ball handler. Right. And so if that guy's left on an island and he's good, then he should be able to score. So that's why you see some pretty good numbers and high usage, because they're not going to let him make easy passes once he drives. He's going to have to put it up at that point. So I agree that IQ is a good play here. He's burned me so many. I mean, this is the one time right here against the Celtics that I bet his points, and it was like 16 and a half, 15 and a half. Ridiculous.
Same.
And he couldn't get there.
But
Yeah,
I will say that game was super weird
it
because
was
Porzingis was ruled out late,
at the
and
last
they
second.
were playing Torrey Craig at the 5, so they
Yeah.
kind of switched everything and blitzed pick and rolls with
Right.
quickly. So he
Yeah.
was taken away.
Because they didn't
So
have
yeah,
a rim protector anymore. So
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense.
So
Um,
also I would say helps that Cole Anthony is probably still starting for the Orlando, he's their worst defensive players, and you need to
Yeah.
put him out quickly. You don't have anyone to stash him.
Yeah. If he's out there, he's terrible. Yeah. All right. Let me see if there's anything else from y'all about this game. David, feel free to jump in, David, if you had anything or if you saw anything that you thought was worth talking about. Or not. Whatever you prefer, David.
We've got a few in here.
Okay.
Franz under, Banchero under assists. And I saw another one too from Free Sauce. What's that?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Did you have one? Sorry, I didn't see. Okay, we got a Paolo under on the rebounds assists. Let's try to do this. This will be the last one for this game because I don't love this game anyway. We can probably find some better stuff. Paolo RA on the under. Definitely make sure you're checking out Free Sauce's looks too. One of the VIP guest cappers there in the Discord. So if you want to check out his stuff, he's definitely putting some good looks up lately, especially. So he's been going under pretty consistently. It's about 11.5 seems fair, but you are getting better money on the under. If you look at the assists are always feeling high these days. He's at like 6. He's getting a couple of nice potential assist games, but the only one he even had like double digits was against the Wizards. So the assists, especially 5.5, continue to feel high. Obviously, it's like minus money there. So yeah, we're all in the same thinking here. I think it's about a fair line, but I'd be going under on the 6. Did you have any thoughts on his passing here for Paolo?
I do think they sent doubles on him last game, so he's looking at 5 looks kind of confusing. I don't think I'll touch that price. I think the value is long gone.
Yeah.
Like I would say like 5.5 minus 160 is kind of similar to 4.5 or minus 150.
Plus, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. So like this is common mistake people see. Like they just see the line. Like the price is very, very much very, 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 very important.
Fuck, that's big. All right,
but I don't think he was even questionable.
Cat, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It was personal reasons.
Yeah, personal. It was put up yesterday, kind of sneaky almost.
All right, well, let's go to that game. Let's go to Knicks and we'll see what comes up at Knicks Dubs here in New York.
I think we need to wait like for 5 minutes to Lions to get back to this.
We do. Yeah. All right, we can come back to it, but well, I guess what I bet might not be there. I'm not sure. It might not be affected. I already took Jimmy Butler. I think he's going to have a big game. But we can come back to that. We got the bets scrolling on the bottom as well. So if you want to check that stuff out.
Who is back at 5 for them now? Like it's Achua?
Who's going to play instead of Cat? Yeah, Precious.
Yeah, they got like Porty guy that was injured now.
He's out. Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually playing really well.
I know.
And then he kind of got fucked up.
Yeah, he's out for the season now with some surgery, but yeah, I think it'll be Precious coming in. So yeah, all right, we'll come back to this one. And I'll talk about my Jimmy bet, but like I said, scrolling on the bottom if you want to get some of that stuff. My bad, I forgot. I also I played this earlier. Got distracted by the cat news. I was going to bring this up. I did play over on Jacoby Walter. He's going to replace Dick in this one. So unfortunately, we'll have to limit our Dick jokes for today because we're going to have to talk about Walter instead. Walter sounds like a name for a dick. All right, so 8.5 points is what I took an over on. I really just looked at I have him at like 28 minutes. Like if you look at Grady Dick, he's at about 28 to 30 minutes when he's playing with RJ, everybody available, and he's just going to slot right in. I mean, he did that. There's something there. He's going to slot right in, something Dick, whatever. He's going to slide right into the Dick role. And if you put him at like even like 25 plus minutes, you're looking at a much better number, right? Like 13 a game. Yeah, no Dick tonight, but you'll get some Walter. So as bad of a matchup as it is, he played 20 minutes in the second half last game. That's how he got to 31. So I don't think it's irrational to assume he's going to play high 20s. I even just give him a floor of 25 to 31, which is once again doable in this game. Then I think he's good. It's horrible for spot up shooters. Like that's how he scores. He's not good doing much in the half court other than shooting. So it's a tough look. But if you give him that many minutes with just enough shots, then I'm going to take it in this matchup. Even so, 8.5 is a good number. I think that's getting value. That's the
biggest
other
one is 27 points against the Houston Rockets, who play kind of the same defense as the Orlando.
Yeah, nobody was available, so he got 18 shots off. I think he's good for 10 shots in this game, so that's why I'm happy to take him at 8.5. But yeah, 18 shots got him to 27. He's capable. He's a capable shooter, and like you said, it's a good defense comparison with Houston. So let's go to Bucks and Hawks. Anything there from you to start?
I will just say the number on Zachary Ricochet is kind of interesting one. I bet him last night. Looks kind of good on the graphics, like over on points, and he
How
kind
did
of
you get there with him?
scored 27 for me.
85%.
Enjoy that one. He's playing more minutes. He's playing better, and Bucks are not that difficult of a matchup, I would say for Zachary.
Yeah, for the spot up.
Yeah, I do think like he's playing 30 minutes. Like that's good range. I will put it there. Yeah. A lot of games where he lands exactly at 13 points. Recent run, hit OKC terrible matchups. Hit OKC terrible matchups for him. So if he not ignore that, but like look at something else like Pacers, Pistons, Knicks, he kind of was covering well. So not my bet, as I think Niang is back, so could cut into his minutes. But
bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, bang bang Niang probably in there.
I just want to interrupt this real quick. If you want to find Pips on YouTube, you just got to search for The Board, and that'll take you over there.
Yeah.
I was on some huge run. I was like 22-5 over the last week, and then hit the brick wall last night, losing almost all the stuff on the hook. Disaster. Yeah.
This is a look I want to bring up from Amar real quick. Rebounds and assists for Dyson. So he's still at 9.5, minus 138. Yeah, it's jumping up to 10.5. He's a wagon at 9.5. It's actually got a bunch of 10s in here as well. But if you're looking at the Bucks, as far as we can do, this is a good opportunity for defense rank versus position. So the Bucks are 30th in terms of rebounds and assists allowed to Dyson Daniels. He's a straight guard. He's guard forward. Yeah, which makes sense. Interesting. 9.5. The 10.5. If you have to play that,
I will say that most of the time he plays. When Trey sits, he plays point. Yep. When Trey is playing, he plays wing defender. So it's kind of both. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good look with small sample size for sure. But one of them was against the Bucks without Jalen Johnson playing their 30 minutes.
Is there any 9.5 out there anymore?
There is. It's just few and far between. You got two of them really.
Yeah.
Out here, FanDuel.
I would say FanDuel is like the best, biggest, and most widely available book. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the most used and widely available. I'd agree. So do you see value on either on 10.5 or if not 9.5?
I would say plus 110 and minus 138 are probably exactly the same.
Yeah.
Few cents difference
in terms of value. Yeah. You get an edge. You do get an edge. I think that's a good look from Amar in terms of the RA for Daniels. I can see it. Going to be a pretty fast-paced game too, I would imagine. And the points are 14.5. Those don't seem to matter as much. But
I don't like this. The points. I watched him last night, and he disappeared in the second half. It's like, and even though like Memphis put a lot of pressure on Trey, and now they are going to just play drop coverage. And Jason Daniels is horrible with these floaters. Like, points.
So, I'm seeing some pretty decent value on the assists at 4.5 with the plus money. So I'm going to put that down as a lean for right now for myself because I think that's a good find for the RA there. So
he's basically playing point in the even like with Levert, his own Dyson is handling the ball more.
Yeah. And I feel you. I can see people who getting burned at the wrong time will make you not want to bet on a guy. I can see that. It's still a pretty good number for him on this one. So, all right, let's keep rolling because we've got a decent amount of time. How many games do we have here? We got a few left, and I definitely want to spend some time on this Cavs game for a minute. I'll see about some of the stuff in the comments. Did you have anything else for this one, Pips, before I move on, or at least check the comments?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Yep. All right, cool. All right, let's keep rolling then. Let's get to this next game. We're going to the. Do we want to look at Knicks now? Yeah, we got some Knicks bets that we can at least deal with, I imagine. Well, let's at least chat about it for 1 second. Anything that you're looking at here with Cat out, because now that Cat is out, I'll say, as I ask you the question, I'll answer it too. I was thinking at this point that they can now really blitz Jalen Brunson a lot more and take the ball out of his hand. They don't have Gary Payton Jr., which is why I didn't already hit under for Jalen Brunson points, because Gary would just be draped all over him for like the 20, 22 minutes that he'd be playing, but he's not playing. So I guess that puts Moses Moody on Brunson. Like I'm kind of out on that, even though they're going to blitz him. I don't know who are they just going to double team him? Like, how do you see them playing him? Because my thought was they double him and the assists are a better play and the under on the points.
Yeah, definitely gonna blitz him more now. No, any real threat. Also makes Knicks defense way easier with the Q at 5. They are blitzing Steph Curry probably.
Yeah.
Both sides blitzing, so it will be like a very disastrous game. Probably a lot of turnovers.
And you're gonna get some Mitch Rob down there
and transition stuff.
Yeah. And Mitchell Robinson's going to spend a few minutes down there as well. So the Knicks will be.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mitchell is starting, honestly, and playing like 20 minutes tonight.
Could be either, but it'll probably be Precious playing the like 32 minutes, right? 35 minutes.
Yeah. Makes sense. I would say Moses Moody is actually a decent defender.
Yeah, he is.
Put on Brunson.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Raymond will be helping a lot on the nail, on the drives. But
yeah,
we also need to account for like 20 field goal attempts. Towns is getting, Mitchell Robinson is getting maybe 3.
Yep.
There are 17 more left, probably for Mikhail.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually think this helps Mikhail the most.
It does, but I can't for the life of me bring myself to bet on him anymore. This fucking dude.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Comrade Bridges has just been fucking up. So it's disgusting. And the disgusting part is that he goes 0 for or starts 1 for 5 or 1 for 6, and then he stops looking at the basket. Like, there was, how many times are you going to be 8 feet from the rim and not even have your head up at it? Just like, nah, let's see he had 16 potential assists last game. That's all I need to know. Mikhail, like, he didn't.
What about without Cat?
What's that?
What about without Cat though?
Yeah, he has to make the shots he shoots is the problem. The assists aren't there. Yeah, he looks good without Cat at the points. 15.5 should be considered a good low number for him with Cat, with the amount of shots that he's taking, with his average.
I would say like with this scheme on Brunson, I would say maybe even higher. I was like 16.5, 17.5 are what the line was for the half of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a low number for sure, and it's a good look, especially without Cat. To your point, David, looking at Mikhail without Cat, it's a good look against a defense that gives up like the 3rd, 5th most points to spot up shooters. I'm just out. It's just like he's soft with a capital T right now.
I don't have problems putting my own money on Mikhail. I have just putting my followers' money on Mikhail. I'll just bet on.
That's a good way to put it. This is where I wanted to go originally anyway. Now he might be in line for some of those shots that you were talking about with Cat, because he's also probably the best defender for Steph Curry out there. And
So I have a curveball to throw you. I don't know how helpful you're going to find this language, but Steph Curry is doubtful to play.
That's worse than questionable. So he's moving in the wrong direction. That's for sure.
Honestly, I kind of saw this as a bullshit stuff for him to be like, why would you want to play Steph in back-to-backs? Like,
yeah,
I thought the same thing.
Well, because they're 6th in the West, and they can't really afford to lose too many games.
But I mean that's fair.
Yeah,
but then I honestly didn't understand why he played against the Hornets last night on first back.
Oh, I don't know that either. That I can't explain. Did he tweak his ankle last night though too? That might have been a part of the problem. So
I don't know. I watched the most of the game and I didn't see anything, but maybe something later. I didn't.
Well, this is a good time to tell you that I took Jimmy Butler over PRA, and now I'm thinking that we should be taking pods on the points, which is down because that Steph Curry news just came out. Is that right, David?
So actually, it says hopeful to play. So I don't know what to think.
But all right, let's move past this one.
What?
I think pods, you might be getting some value on pods right now, though. Even if Steph does
too.
play, yeah, because
So his play style doesn't suit well like Knicks matchup.
you don't think he'll be a more of a ball handler though if Steph's out? Because this team is horrible against the pick and roll. Which, by the way, just so everybody knows, I took Jimmy Butler already. I took him on the PRA at 28.5. Looks like it's gone down a little bit, maybe with the cat news or something. I'm not sure, but that wouldn't make any sense. 27.5. I don't know why it would be going down. I know this isn't a great number, even with the Dubs, which I think he's played like 9 games with them or something. Yeah. So he's played 9 games. He's at 27 PRA, but this is the Garden. He hasn't had to shoot. They've been in a blowout in every single game except for like 2 in their last like 6 games. So that's why his minutes are down. That's why he's not even looking at the rim. It's a big reason why Pods is getting good spot up looks. But I wanted to take the points, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm putting it all together. I think he's going to have a big performance in the Garden against the Knicks team. He's got a really good history against. So I took it all for that. And I think that's only going to go up if Steph is out, obviously, especially the points. So that's what I think you're getting value on there. But anything else you want to touch on before we move on from this one, since we're still kind of waiting for some stuff to come out?
Yeah, I will just have my girlfriend watched the game, the Denver and Boston, with me last couple on Sunday. It was European time friendly.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the game, and they show Jokic on the bench, and she just said, "Yeah, I get why they are saying you look like Jokic." Like,
what about Zingis though? Did they say it about Porzingis?
yeah, she said like I can see it, but she said like more Jokic because of the
Zingis,
eyes. We have the same
that's
color.
hilarious.
We have the same color eyes and like bright teen.
Yeah, take it. It is what it is. You know, I
We
look
need to
like
get a
Nick
photo
Collison.
with a mini pony.
What's that?
We need to get a photo with a mini pony.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, let's come back to this one. I just now there's just headache after headache on top of this one. So even though it's a early start, we'll have to come back to it. Let's get to another game.
The worst game of the slate. Yeah,
this is. I didn't play anything in this. Paul George still questionable. Quentin Grimes still questionable. Like, why would you play Ant in the second half? I don't know. Let's keep it moving. Sorry, this is a much better game to bet on, not this one. The Cavs and Bulls. I did have a couple of things in this one because I think this is blowout city. I don't think we don't have any official ruling yet on Giddey or Huerter or Lonzo, but a couple of them are not playing. So that's where I'm at with this one, is that like Lonzo's for sure, like in my opinion, he's out. He's questionable. If Lonzo's questionable, he's probably not playing. Kevin Huerter out, and then Josh Giddey questionable. Both those guys. You've got 2 G leaguers that are going to be coming up that are available to play for this team, which is the telltale sign that the starters are going to be sitting for this game. So I already hit Matas Buzelis, and you can still get him at 13.5 points. There hasn't been any movement, which I don't really care. I think that he's going to be good to continue to play the amount that he's been playing, which has been a lot of minutes, basically. And if you look at him, like last game he played 30, and no Vooch, I think he's good for another like 28 to 32 is where I have Matas, which if you put him at least 28 minutes on the season, obviously some pretty good numbers here. So, and there's only been like 136 minutes in there. Everything else is like 29 to 30, which is probably pretty accurate for him. So all overs, the last 3 where he's doing that without guys, he's taking 17, 16 shots. I have him for about 14 shots in this game, playing about 30 minutes. So I'm going to be good with that. And I think this number is going to jump up as soon as 2 or 3 of these Huerter, Ball, or Giddey are not in officially for this game. So
I have a statement for this. Like,
yeah,
I think Billy Donovan is a fucking idiot for not playing more minutes into Buzelis. Like, he is like their only prospect, and he just benched him and played him 24 minutes at night. Like,
I know.
What's the deal? Like,
he's throwing
Bulls
tantrums.
Always,
Pips, he's throwing tantrums after the game about the defense for guys like Matas. So he's doing this like, if you don't play defense, I'm going to sit you thing. And it's like, why? You're not trying to win. Give your youngest first overall pick as much time as you can.
Yeah, and he's kind of, I will say he's good on defense. Like for a young rookie first
he's athletic.
Year league, I think he's good. Like, his blocks numbers are insane. I mean, he gambles on some, but check out his block stuff for a rookie playing such a low minutes. Like,
yeah, he's getting blocks.
Yeah,
Even to
he
get a
had
block a
blocks.
game.
Like he averaged like almost a block a game as a wing.
Playing like 18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. So
No, he can sky for sure. He's an
Yeah.
athlete. We know he's in the dunk contest, but yeah, Billy coaching strays for sure. Let's see if Daft's dropping anything in there. Yeah, we'll wait for some of your heat too, Daft. But the other thing I played in this game was the idea that this is going to be a blowout. I haven't bet Donnie under points because, to be honest, he could have 25 at the half, and this game is close to over, but he still plays enough minutes in the second half to get him 2 more points. Like, I'm just not dealing with Donnie unders right now. But I did take a couple things here. I took Sam Merrill. I took him for just 10 plus points. I think he's going to be out there shooting a lot against an awful Bulls defense that's going to be worse with all the backups out. So I took him for 10 plus, and I parlayed it with everything. I'm parlaying with the Cleveland money line. So if they really, really want to dick me tonight, they can just lose this game. But I took the money line with Sam Merrill, 10 plus points. So I took the alt there and just put like a 3/4 of a unit on that. And then I also took another Bulls over here for Jalen Smith. I just think the rebounds are too low. Even if you play him like 18 minutes, I think this should be at about 6.5. So I took him for the 5.5 rebounds, even if you put him at like 18 to 22 or so, which might not be a big enough sample size, but just I think the 6 rebounds are coming for him. And if you parlay this with the Cavs money line, since there's a little bit of negative correlation, you do get the plus whatever I got there, plus like 140 or whatever. So yeah, those are the little parlays I made off this game, just going for gold that this is going to be a blowout.
This one is also hilarious. Playing Zach fucking Collins.
Yeah.
Over your young John Smith is weird guy, but still, like he needs to be playing more minutes.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know what's the deal with Billy. I never liked that him as a coach, and he's just continuing this
to show you why you don't like him.
Thing, like, yeah.
Yep. So those are the 3 bets. I have those scrolling on the bottom. Did you have any looks from this one?
Yeah, I kind of lean towards Kobe White under 22.5. Then I seen his numbers against the Cavs, like doesn't look great. He kind of shut the lights out. But yeah, this is a runaway blowout. That looks a bit too high for him.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if there is any 22 lefts.
No, I know a number of people that probably helped keep this at 21.5 who were betting under on Kobe White. So
yeah,
it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I would be playing backups and then, and unders for starters. Like I would definitely be going under on Donnie before I went over. I'll just say that. And even Jared Allen, stuff's so high.
I've seen so many people bet Mitchell over on Twitter. Yeah, guys, if the spread is 12.5 or higher, I will not touch many overs, honestly.
You gotta be careful. Yeah, Jared Allen stuff.
Like, let's say you usually win 60% of your bets. So if there is one game out of 10 that ends up in a huge blowout,
you're gonna screw your ROI.
50, put you back to 50%, and now you're losing money on this bet.
Right.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I just played. I leaned hard into the blowout here with like over with the money line, over for backups, stuff like that. So I think the backups will be getting a lot of minutes in this one. But all right, I'm just gonna take a quick gander here. Y'all have anything that stands out? Yeah, no one really likes Mitchell. All right, we got a Garland threes look at least. It can bring that up at least before we move on from this one.
Yep.
Again, you kind of see where we're at with this game, just being a pretty dicey one to take. If you take threes, yeah, I mean, without Evan Mobley, there's been 6 games. Is Donnie in these ones though? Mobley out, Mobley, and yeah. So I mean, there's a couple guys missing, but
like attempts. Are you aware of his home away split on threes made?
Is it a big deal?
Yeah.
And they are on the road, right? Yeah, they're on the road.
So yeah, I that's why I wanted to say, like, you need to be aware of this split. Like it's a big difference. Him on the way and him on the home. Look at the home. It's a Vagoon. Like
right. 70%. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And he's away. And I guess with if you have DeAndre Hunter starting now, especially right instead of Evan Mobley, now you've got another 3-point shooter out there.
I would say negative sides, Hunter in the lineup instead of Mobley, so he's taking way more. Being on away, and third one huge spread. So 3 strikes, I'm out.
Got it. That's enough. All right, yeah. And you look at with DeAndre Hunter, the points and threes not nearly there as much, even with Hunter just not even in the starting lineup for most of those. But when they get on the court together, seems to be a pretty big deal for Garland to not get those threes. So that adds up. Appreciate Daft jumping in with that one. All right, yeah. Let's keep
did
rolling.
have an update.
Okay, great.
So Kobe White will play. Kevin Huerter ruled out. Lonzo Ball ruled out, and Gade ruled out.
I don't know how to read that injury report. All right,
yeah,
good.
it sucks. It sucks for the game. We'll see Trey Jones playing 30 minutes, and
Trey Jones,
probably telling also Horton Tucker in huge minutes. It will be
THT in your life. You guys didn't know you needed it, but all you need in life is a little tender loving THT. I wish I could get money for being right about who's going to be out. I don't think there's any betting lines for are you right about the injury report, but I've gotten pretty good at this. Hasn't helped me win in the last 5 days, but still feeling pretty good. All right, so moving forward, let's get out of this one because we already know we knew this stuff. So now this stuff's going to change.
Let's take Cleveland Cavaliers minus 30.
Yeah. No, honestly, you know what? Sometimes if you know that they're just going to kind of be like poo-pooing around, maybe a little plus 16.5 on the baby Bulls or whatever. Like if this gets up high enough, let's see where it's jumping. Yeah, it's going to be locked. This is going to open at what? 16.5 at least, maybe 14, 16.
The thing is, these players don't have any value, bring any value to winning anyway. So
Giddey does. And you have to consider wins above replacement because now we're talking about who's their backups. It's going to be some, let's not talk too much bad about Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry, everybody you've never heard of. So let's
I will say that I don't agree on Giddey bringing any value to winning, but
really?
Yeah, I don't. I don't like that guy. That's all.
He's such a polarizing guy.
I would say that's top 5 on my list. Top 5 that I trash talk about the most.
Yeah. He's polarizing though. There's people I trust on both sides of the argument here saying he's good and other people are saying he's bad. I'm not ready to give up on him. But maybe I'm a sucker for
definitely putting numbers. He's definitely putting numbers, but I don't think that translates.
He's a smart offensive basketball player. As limited as he may be in some areas, he's a smart offensive basketball player. He's a bad defensive basketball player. And he should probably be a little bit stronger. But anyway, let's get to
bad defense. Kyle Kuzma ruled in.
Speaking of bad defense, was that your segue?
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma ruled in.
Solid segue.
Then look at the Kevin Porter Jr. points, rebounds, and assists under. I don't know if they even adjust his lines for Kuzma in. I'll just look.
Kuzma's out, right? That's what we just said?
In.
Kuzma is in. He was questionable all day, but he is in.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So, yeah, KPJ unders, but they took everything down. So,
yeah,
nothing there. No, yeah, let's try to touch on the last two. Do you have anything for Spurs and Nets? Because I think it's just I really don't want to. We got Cam Thomas in, we got D'Angelo Russell in. Everything's gonna be different there. So I can see the over on the dimes for sure, Sharif. If you're playing stuff on Prize Picks or whatever, I think if you play first half stuff for guys like Garland or Donnie Mitchell, if you want to play overs for them, play that stuff in the first half. If you're on those DFS sites, if you can't get first half props, Garland 6.5 dimes. It's close. It's just, not for the juice. Everything's going to come back up. So, yeah, I know. And we got Tingus Pingus on. All right. So I'm going to skip past this one. Which one would you rather talk about here? Clippers, Suns, Lakers, Pellies. I'm going to choose for you.
I like these two probably the most out of any game on the board.
Oh, really? Actually. Both of them?
Yeah.
Because the Pelicans suck and so do the Suns?
Yeah. Mostly. Yeah.
So what are you looking at, Clippers, Suns?
I'm shared on my show Kawhi Leonard over 23.5. I don't know if it's there, but yeah, I took Kawhi 23.5 over. Some are there, but it's very juiced. But yeah. Just looking at the Suns since 1st February, the worst defense in the league. By far the worst defensive rating.
Yeah.
And they've been playing real well. Also, the thing you are doing now, we are working on adding the last 15th for everything on Props Madness. Yeah.
Oh, we were a little bit too mean to them. There is a team worse than them on defense in the last 15.
I said from 1st of February.
Oh, you said 1st of February.
I went specific. I went specific.
Oh, that's so good. Since the 1st of February.
Yeah, I just went check since the start of February, and they're by far the worst. By
they're
by some quite some margin there between them and everyone else.
They're bad.
And it's 14 games, not 15. Yeah.
Yeah. So 14 games, not 15. So
the thing is, with Leonard, you can just check the last game and minutes, the usage, and in a tough matchup. Lakers are on the other side of the spectrum since 1st of February.
Look at this. Look at that. Yeah. Did not think at any point this season I'd be like, the Lakers have the best defensive rating in the last 13 games to be fair. But I still didn't think I would ever be saying that this season. Maybe we owe JJ a little bit of kudos. Been doing some pretty good things. He also got.
I would say JJ is one of the best, already one of the best coaches in the game. When I watched them and when I listen to him, he knows his stuff.
He does know what he's talking about. Yeah, he's becoming more likable, I'll say. Kawhi Leonard on the boards would have been a good look. The minus 130, that's still not bad. When
Boardman gets fed.
Yeah, Boardman gets fed, and there's no Derrick Jones Jr. in this game, which should make it a little bit easier. Zubac, I wanted to bet on. His stuff just got too high. I mean, I hope it doesn't sound like excuses. I really don't care. At the point in the season where these lines are getting right, they're correct. Overs are harder and harder to come by with blowouts looming in every direction in March. Like that's what you have to worry about in March with sports betting. So my volume has dropped. Obviously a little losing streak will help, but the volume has dropped because I don't even have as strong a leans as I did to throw, maybe a few more bets out there to play the volume. So anyway.
I liked his over on points and assists at 17.5. That's I think 18.5 now because ATR put some crazy numbers on Zubac tonight.
Who was it?
Zubac
for points and assists?
Points and assists for me was the bet at 17.5. ATR released some crazy numbers on Zubac, so it got steamed a lot.
I liked 1.5 originally on just the dimes alone.
Yeah, I bet it for 3 straight games. So I bet it against Lakers, against the Bulls, and the one he didn't cover against the Lakers.
Yeah, just the one against the Lakers, but still 5 potential assists. I mean, he's gonna eat Nick Richards for dinner. Like he's just gonna cook him.
I actually seen Richard being on the level on the pick and roll sometimes, and then they pass to the Harden makes the best pocket passes ever, all time, and then Zubac gets the ball and rolling to the rim, and then they put wing side high tag on Zubac. And then he just kicks out to wide open corners.
Right.
So last game he had I think 4 assists against the Suns. Exactly that scenario was happening.
Got you. So he's getting so James Harden with a lot of a hockey assists, right? Where he's passing to the guy who gets the assist. Yeah. I can see that. I'm trying to see if anybody likes anything. We got the birthday narrative. I remember this fucking game so clearly, Rudy, where Bobby Portis on his birthday played so bad because we were talking about the Obi Toppin birthday narrative in the chat. So I see that for sure. All right, I still don't have anything else in this one. Did you have any other looks for this one before we close out with the last game?
No.
Okay.
No, I feel lean on Zubac and bet Kawhi myself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. The only thing I was looking at here, except for the Pelicans are too bad to do this. LeBron James's numbers gotten really, really high. I know he's got some good numbers with Luka, but 26.5 and now getting to 27.5. You're starting to lose me and make me want to take the under on LeBron, but I can't with this team anymore. The only bet that I really like from this game is Bruce Brown on the boards. If he's still getting this minutes that he's been getting, 20, if he gets at least 22, I think 3.5 rebounds for him when he's out there with the lineups he's out there with is going to be good enough against the Lakers, who still a good rebounding team, good everything team, but this is one position I think he's just going to continue to feast in with the rebound chances close to 10 per game, or at least 6. He had 9. There was 10 without Zion. It's closer to 10. With Zion, it's at about 6 to 7. But I'm still good with that. I think he's going to have some pretty easy rebound chances. But that's the only one I went with in this game. So not sure if you said you liked a couple other things in this one.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Jackson Hayes when he was 7.5 because it's just for 4 alley-oops or 4 dunks for him. 8.5 is an entire different world for Jackson's case. Like it's like he's landing on 6 or 4 or 8. Like
Right.
only the
even numbers all the way across. Yeah.
And I did like Dorian Finney-Smith
Yeah, me
over
too.
8.5 points.
Yeah.
This is like prime time props madness matchup wise. Look, just scroll down and you'll see everything. Scroll down to the play type, scroll down to the single players, and scroll down to the map. Like, I don't think it can get much better than this, honestly.
That's a lot of green.
For sure. A lot of green, yeah.
It makes sense.
On everything.
Spot up guy, especially. And this Luka magic, bringing him back, right? Like the old days.
Yeah, I will say, their connection is unbelievable. And he's starting, and he's playing in Rui Hachimura minutes. And he's now getting 38 minutes if it's a close game,
right?
Easily. And in those minutes, he must get the numbers because, like I said, Pelicans will send doubles to both Luka and LeBron. Won't let them drive. They will open up the corners, cuts, and everything. He just need to be like playing with some energy at least.
Right. Wow, I'm starting to think like Luka double is probably a play here. The rebounds are a little bit high. Even at 8.5, I'm not scared of the assists, and just makes me want to take 10, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I could see that against this team, even with LeBron. Put him in the games with LeBron for a minute, because I agree with you. Like I think that's what they're going to be doing. So obviously started pretty low. 20 at the Mavs, 14-9, 12 potentials. So 12 potentials to get, it's getting close. So yeah, the potentials aren't quite there, but this would be a good matchup. It's all matchup based. I can't project the minutes. If this game shouldn't be close, right? This should be another blowout, should it not? Or are you not as worried about that?
I don't think it's a blowout.
Really?
Yeah, both teams can play small, and with Zion at the 5, and then you have Zion, Trey Murphy, CJ, Kelly out there, Jose Alvarado. Those are some of like players that bring something to winning, even though the record is not speaking for it. But against smaller teams, they can compete, I would say.
That's fair. All right. I'm going to try to get back into some stuff here. So I appreciate you jumping on, Pips, as always. We'll get the gang back together here in the next week or so. We'll try to get our boys Prop Bomb and Daft back on. So appreciate everybody jumping in. Hope we had a good enough show for y'all today. Definitely make sure before you dip, give that video a like. It goes a super long way to support the show, so much appreciated. And make sure you are checking out, if you're looking for Pips' show, which he's doing in the morning times out here, right, in the States. It's at The Board, right, on YouTube. So make sure you're checking out The Board. He put it in the comments as well. That's where you're going to find his show. I think you had Prop Bomb on the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, last night.
All right.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. All right. So we'll be back. Make sure you're checking his stuff out, and I'll have an episode for tomorrow's slate as soon as we start getting these lines out. And we're always back on the show here, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, every weekday. So make sure we see you guys tomorrow. And until then, happy betting.